all plan things and they all go wrong from time to time. And my plan for the last 6 months was to basically go out to a load of guitar stores, check out what guitar specialists have in stock, and just try some out and really sort of feed back to you guys what I would like to buy myself as a retirement present. But guess what? It all went wrong, didn't it? If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I've posted a video and a photograph or two of the lovely Gibson Firebird that I purchased from Reg, which, to be honest, you know what? I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity of buying that Firebird. It's such a lovely, lovely guitar. Really nice condition. It had a nice little bit of a story behind it, with the previous owner being Paul Hemming from the Lightning Seeds and the Lars, which are very successful bands based in Liverpool back in the day. And Reg did ring me up. He offered me a storming deal on the guitar, and I said, do you know what? Things weren't going all that well with the coronavirus lockdown. We did a deal over the phone. Reg sent it through the post, and I got the guitar. But I was keeping it back from YouTube because we wanted to really, really take it back to the shop and try and do a genuine handover. We tried our very best to get Paul involved as well, who's the previous owner of the guitar. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be, which never mind. But we really wanted to get the guitar back to Austin's Guitars and do a handover, which is what we've done. We're back at Austin Guitars in Kirby in Liverpool. We're back with Reg at his marvellous guitar store. And how have you been doing, Reg, just recently?
Kev, things obviously been difficult, not as they should be, but generally they're okay, and they're going to be picking up soon. I know that. So no, I'm happy, and you know we've got through this period, and hopefully we're coming out the other side soon.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. I mean, like I say, at the end of the day, I've been itching to get out of my studio at the house and actually try and play as many guitars as I can possibly do in the last 6 months, and I'm retiring from my career in the next literally 4 weeks. And my main plan, Reg, as you were aware, was to go out and play as many guitars as I possibly could do, with a view to buying a guitar as a present to myself for my retirement. Anyway, but obviously with the lockdown after Christmas, that all went sideways. Reg contacted me and said, Kev, I've got an amazing deal on that Firebird if you still want it. The deal was done. Because of the lockdown, Reg sent it out through the post, but we thought, do you know what? We need to get the Firebird back in the shop and let's do a handover. So, Reg, the Firebird, where is it? Where is it?
Firebird. Well, unfortunately, I've sold it. No, I haven't. And there she is.
Oh, blooming heck. So, anyway, so this is it, guys.
There she is. Absolutely beautiful.
This is it, an absolute stunning guitar. I've been playing it for the last few months. It is an awkward guitar to get used to playing, but once you're dialed into it, it's absolutely brilliant. The only things I've done to it is I've adjusted the action to suit me, and I've put a fresh set of strings on it, and that's roughly about it, Reg. And I have to say, it's remarkable.
It's a guitar that, you see it, you look at it, and you can't help yourself but say, wow. It is a genuine wow guitar.
It's absolutely amazing. Previously owned by Paul Hemmings, of the Lightning Seeds and the Lars. And I have to say, it's an absolute joy to play, and I've been itching to get it on YouTube, but with coronavirus, which kept rearing its ugly head, we've had to keep delaying it because ideally I wanted to get back to Reggie's place and do a proper handover. And even though it's been staged today, guys, this guy has made my dream come true. I've got a dream guitar. I'm going to love playing it, and you'll see it on YouTube in this episode. So
brilliant.
Excellent. Thanks, Reg.
Congratulations, Kev. And
Thank
on
you.
your retirement too. Best wishes.
There you go. Cheers, guys. Signing out. Anyway, what do I have to say about this guitar? Well, to be honest, I've had it since January now. And when I first got the guitar, and bear in mind, it is designed by a car designer, so it's got all the flair and flamboyance of classic American cars from the 60s. And do you know what? It's a stunning looking guitar. There's some lovely features on it, and they are a very complex guitar to make. There's no ifs or buts about it. It is a complex design. And I think that's where the expense has been spent on the guitar, is actually making a guitar with a huge neck which goes straight through the body. So it's a through neck construction with 2 wings bonded onto the actual neck itself. And in this case, with it being a Firebird VII, you've got the gold-plated hardware. You've got the, you've got the 3 pickups. You've got the vibrola system for the tremolo at the bridge. And you've got an ebony fretboard, which is absolutely stunning. And you've got the mother of pearl inlays. And I have to say, the guitar is just a work of art. But what is it like to play? Well, very simply, it is awkward, and it's taken a little bit of time to actually get dialed into it because, like I said in previous videos, everything is offset that way. So if you're playing a Fender Strat which sits in the middle of your body when you're playing, you're getting used to that. The Firebird is over here, and your muscle memory, it sends you to pot until you've actually got dialed into it yourself. Now, it is a large guitar, and the neck is massive, and everything, as I've said, is over there. So it is a bit awkward, but you do get used to it. And so I've been plodding on with it, and to be honest, I really like it. But when I first started playing it, I thought, yeah, this is really nice, this. I've not swapped the strings or anything at that point or changed the action. I just thought I'd just try it. And I quickly found that, but during string bending exercises, I'd bend a note up to meet another note, and it doesn't matter where that is on the fretboard, but I was bending up to like the top B string, if you will, a particular note. It's irrelevant what the note is or was. But I found the note I was bending up to and playing that note at the same time, I'd find that it would detune, or the note would flatten off, which is a bit like, oh yeah, it doesn't really quite sound right. So if you're bending up with a fixed bridge guitar, or a guitar with a trem which is really nicely set up, like on my Strat or the Ibanez, I can hit those notes pitch perfect, and it's really, really good. I thought, oh, this is going to be a bit of a problem, this. And I thought, is it an issue with the vibrola tremolo? Because it looks, by all intents and purposes, a bit of spring steel, and that's it. Other guitars with trems, they're generally counterbalanced by a spring mechanism of some sort. So read one or two bits on the internet about this, and people say, oh, I've swapped to a fixed bridge. And I thought, oh, does that mean I'm going to have to mod the guitar, or do I just keep playing it as it is? Is it just a little bit of a quirk? And I thought, I'll just live with it and see what happens. Anyway, a few weeks in, boom, bust a string. And I thought, right, let's do a proper setup. So whipped the strings off. I put a set of 11s on, did a bit to the fretboard, just a little bit of fretboard conditioner, that kind of thing. I've lubed the top nut. And guys, you really do need to lube your nuts, because everything goes wrong if you don't. New strings on, top nut's been lubed. That allows the strings to move freely in a linear direction through the nut backwards and forwards. So there's no resistance there. Anyway, I dropped the action just a smidge, and once I got it all set up and the strings bedded in, for some reason, it hits the notes pitch perfect on string bends, which you will have seen in the video. And I think, I don't really know how it's done it. Now, perhaps there's a unique way to putting the strings on and getting the strings to bed into the vibrola system. Now, I did spend a bit of time making sure that the ferrules on the end of the strings were seated correctly in the actual tremolo. Now, it might have been something to do with that. It might have been that the string that I broke was probably, it could have been a defective string. It might have been a sort of unwinding or something. I honestly don't know, but at the time it felt awkward, it didn't play right. But since putting a new set of 11s on the guitar, and I've used Ernie Ball's Slinkies, which I've always used, looped the top nut, fretboard, conditioned the fretboard, just tweaked the action slightly. And I tell you what, it's a beautiful, beautiful guitar that looks stunning, and it feels really, really well and plays really well. So have I got any plans for the guitar? Well, to be honest, just have a quick slurp. To be honest, my impressions are at the minute it's going to be kept stock. And the reasons for that is I'm trying to build a bit of a guitar collection now. And so I've got my main guitars for gigging, which is primarily the Ibanez, the Gibson Les Paul Standard and the Strat. The Firebird will come out at selected kind of sort of gigs, if you will, but that's going to start the basis of my guitar collection of nice instruments to own. So yeah, it's going to remain stock, except for the additions of a strap lock system, which I mentioned in previous videos. I think they're an absolute must. What I have noticed about Firebird guitarists is that say for example, I'll use Scott Holiday again and other Firebird users, is that my Firebird, in fact, I'll just go and grab it, just one sec. Let me just grab it. Here we are. Right, here she is. I should have introduced her sooner, but here it is. This is my baby at the minute. Okay, so you can see it here. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. Absolute stunning in a really nice metallic cherry red. A bit like what they use in custom car paints from sort of years ago, you know. And anyway, so the point I'm coming on to is when you look at, say, this guitar, my front strap button is on the back, which is there. Now, I've seen quite a few people that play these with a strap lock system, and they've got a strap button mounted here. Now, I'm a bit reluctant to start drilling holes into this lovely, lovely sort of body on it. And so what I'm thinking of doing is, if you want to comment, guys, if you're Firebird owners, let me know what your preferences are. Because at the end of the day, I want to do it right, and I don't want to do too many modifications to this guitar. But currently what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a strap lock system, gold plated hardware, change that strap button there for a strap lock system and see how we get on. Now, there's a chap called Rhett Shull. He's got a fantastic YouTube channel. He plays a Firebird, I think it's a 5. I might be wrong, but I think it's a 5. And his strap button is where mine is. Other guitarists got them here, but it's a very weighty guitar, which I think it could suddenly drop like that. We need some kind of stability with it to stop the headstock from dropping. And that's what I'm thinking I need to do. Now, I've not played this standing up yet, so I'm not experienced that. So I'm going to be buying a strap. I'll be buying a strap lock system for it, and I'm probably going to buy another strap from Heisterkamp, who I did a review on a few months back. Really, really good manufacturers of bespoke leather straps. And for me, to be honest, each guitar I've got has got its own unique strap, which will continue with that guitar through its musical journey. So I'm not going to swap guitar straps around from guitar to guitar. It's a case of each guitar has its own unique strap. And so I will get a nice strap for this strap lock system and then take it from there. But what can I say about this guitar? It is absolutely stunning to look at. I absolutely love it. You know, you look at this, the workmanship on here, the vibrola system, I don't know whether you can see it, but you look at that, it's a bit of spring steel, and that is all we've got. And it's heavy, and it's, I'm going to put it down. Keith Williams from 5 Watt World, he produced a really good video, which is called The Short History of the Gibson Firebirds. Now, if you are into Firebirds, you want to know a lot more about them, and I've watched it a few times, the same episode. He's a cracking bloke, delivers a brilliant comprehensive review of the Gibson Firebirds, and he's just done one on burst Les Pauls in the last couple of weeks or so. Well worth checking out, and to be honest, I'll probably have another look really, because it goes into so much detail that you can't possibly take it all in. You sometimes have to revisit these things. Now, it wasn't just that video that inspired me in buying a Firebird, but it did help me to make that decision. Now, where that inspiration originally came from was with the Rival Sons, and you've got Scott Holiday. Now, I first saw them in 2013. And there's not many bands knocking about with people playing Gibson Firebirds. And I think it's because they're awkward, they're expensive, they're massive. I mean, you want to see the size of the case, you've got to have a van for the case. And when you lift the case up with nothing in it, you think it's got a bass guitar in it, it's that heavy. And it doesn't fit the boot of your car, you've got to drop the seats, whereas like a Strat, you can just put it anywhere really. But a Firebird, you've got to think about how you're going to get it around. Bizarre things like carrying it downstairs, it's that long, you've got to lift it up here. And it's absolutely unbelievable. But I tell you, what a work of art that guitar is. Brilliant sound. You look at it, it's just pure theatre. And I have to say, when I get the chance to gig with it, I'd love to really appreciate what tones that guitar is going to offer in a live environment, but only if I've got the space to use it safely in, because the last thing I want to do is play a gig with a guitar of that calibre and of that sort of design. It's big and long and it's clunky. If you catch a microphone stand, there's every possibility you might give the guitar a dink, or indeed even break the neck. That's the last thing we want to be doing on Gibsons. At the minute, if it's like a pub gig, I'd probably favour taking my Les Paul and my Strat as the two guitars I would use. They're my bread and butter sort of go-to weapons at a gig. But if I get a nice opportunity to take the Firebird, where I've got a nice bit of room, where I'm not going to bump into anybody else, or a lighting stand or whoever, then yeah, I really want to do that. So it's really worth finding a nice gig to use that guitar in. If I can use a bit of muff and stuff in the signal chain, even better. So anyway, yeah, really loving it so far. If you've enjoyed this edition of Gigs and Guitars, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to ensure that you know when I'm publishing another video all about your favourite hobby, which is all about guitars and stuff. So We'll see you next time, and there's always time in the day for a brew. Cracking.